to have a website? Am I willing to have an online presence? Am I willing to have a media team? Am I willing to invest in music? Am I willing to?
Yeah.
So how far you're willing to go is we have to do so much to get one listener. Because I'm not Cam Newton. I'm not Shay. We got to do so much to get one listener.
Right.
And because when we started out, we weren't that good. Right? We was giving you a crappy product, but we've gotten better because we understand the lengths that it takes to keep a listener, and then that turns into 2, and it turns into 3.
So everything about who I am and what I do is purposeful, and it's basically from a place of what I went through and turned it into purpose, passion, and profit. I had to make the decision that I was going to either let the pain of my past destroy and dictate who I was and use that as an excuse to become something lesser or be like those people that hurt me, or I had to decide that my past was not who I was. And while a lot of things about my past told me what I came from, it did not tell me where I could go or what I could be. And so I decided the latter, that I was going to flip the script and change the path of my lifestyle, the trajectory of my lifestyle, and I was going to make something out of myself. I had gotten into a relationship, physically abusive relationship, left that relationship, ended up leaving that relationship and getting into homelessness. And from that, I got into the beauty industry. I have branded myself. I have launched my own product line. I have launched my own brand of salons and spas. I'm on Walmart.com. I've written and published 6 books. I do speaking engagements and talking and all of that. It hasn't been one of a father-daughter. We actually just probably in the last 4 months reconciled, and I'm 47 now. So my healing did not come from hearing him say he was sorry or talking to him. I'm not saying that some people don't need that, because that is validation, but sometimes in life you may never get that conversation. So I'm going to leave it be. I'm going to leave it alone, and I'm going to move on with my life, because even though looking at the history of my past and what I went through, that's that mindset that we talked about. Am I going to sit in what I came from and be exactly what I was, what was done or given to me? Or am I going to turn the table? I'm not built to stop, to shut down.
I'm just not.
My mindset clicked, and I was like, I was told I couldn't be these things, but there's a whole world of things that I was never told I couldn't be, and I'm going to reach for those things. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it for myself, not to prove it to anyone else.
In order for me to keep that motivation, I got to find somebody else to prove wrong.
I was one of the first actually in my area on the East Coast. I learned it, and I didn't know that it was so brand new. At the end of the day, we were created for relationship. We were created in our respective roles, and that there's balance in that. It gives other people power and permission to say, oh, you know what? I'm not the only one going through this. I don't have to be ashamed of this. I can flip the script, and I can really, the reason I started talking, ain't nobody going to tell my story better than me. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to sit in what you came from, or are you going to be what you could become? I choose to be what I could become.
Never reach the true pinnacle of our who we are, right?
Yeah.
When we are afraid of who we are.
We are afraid to speak up about who we are. This is me shattering that fear. This is me speaking up. The more you speak up, it's almost therapeutic. The more you speak up, the more you take your voice back, the more you take your power back. And if they can't talk about it, or they can't find a safe space, if we create safe spaces, that cancels out the suicide rate. A lot of people take their lives because they don't know how to deal with what they've been internalizing. I don't need nobody else to talk for me, because y'all twist it and get the story wrong and add a few more paragraphs in there that didn't happen. I'll tell you my story myself. Thank you very much.
There you have it, everybody. This has been another episode of Walk in Victory. We're creating coaching courses, and we thank you. None of this could be possible without you. We've done an upgrade. We are moving forward as we continue to grow and develop, as we continue to walk forward. We walk in victory. Don't wait to start now, because when you wait to start, you're not going to always have everything in place. So I want to encourage you to develop and grow. Don't walk with your head down. Don't walk looking backwards. Don't walk making excuses. Walk in victory.